Hi everybody, I am Professor Rich Nixon. I want to welcome you to week 1 of HSA 1102, Introduction to Healthcare. Each week I will do a review and talk about the assignments that will be due, as well as some of the things to look for so that you do not get points taken off for not completely answering the questions or whatever it is that traditionally students fall upon when I grade these assignments. All right, so the first thing you should do is do your introduction, introduce yourself to me and your fellow students, and read their introductions and reply to them. This is a chance for you to get to know each other. Many of you will be going through several classes after this, so it behooves you to get to know your classmates because you will be doing a lot of discussions together. Complete your certification stating that you will complete your own work. Mark true on that. And then complete your pretest. The pretest is not a graded exercise, but it is a chance to find out where your knowledge lies and how I might need to tweak the class to make sure that you get the knowledge that you need. All right, with that, your reading for week 1 is chapters 1 and 2. Chapter 1 is your career in healthcare, and chapter 2 is about the current healthcare systems and trends. Each week you will have a weekly discussion, and the way the weekly discussion works is your first post should be posted by Thursday, so that you have enough time to post the required number of posts over 3 separate days. So the requirement is that you would post at least 4 separate posts on 3 separate days. Now, by doing that, you're meeting the requirement. So you can earn a grade of good for 4 separate posts in 3 separate days. If you want a grade of excellent, which is a total of 25 points, you need to go above and beyond the required number of posts, which means you'd have to do 5 or more separate posts on 3 separate days. And the reason I do this is to encourage you to read your fellow students' posts and respond to them to further the discussion within the class. If we were in a physical classroom, I would ask questions, we would discuss it, and that's what this exercise is meant to do. So the first topic of the week for response 1 is chapter 1 discusses thinking like a healthcare professional, not acting, but thinking like a healthcare professional. In your own words, and when they say in your own words, what they mean is based on your reading, don't regurgitate what's in the book verbatim. Tell me in your words what you got from your reading. So in your own words, what does it mean to think like a healthcare professional? List several examples. Think of a time where when you encountered someone or something unprofessional in the healthcare arena. While maintaining privacy, feel free to share this experience with the class. So what I ask you to do is review chapter 1. You'll find a paragraph titled Learning to Think Like a Healthcare Professional. Once you find that paragraph, you'll find several examples listed. I ask you to, they say several examples, I say at least 3 examples of thinking like a healthcare professional that's listed in that paragraph, and then tell me how you would incorporate them into your professional life. And people do fall down on this one a lot because they tell me about how to act like a healthcare professional, not think like a healthcare professional. So if you go back to that paragraph, Learning to Think Like a Healthcare Professional in chapter 1, you'll find the information needed. Response 2, review table 2-1, pages 39 through 45. You'll find the history of healthcare there and several events that occurred over the history of healthcare. After you've reviewed the historical events of healthcare, tell the rest of the class and myself, which 3 events do you feel were most significant to healthcare in today's society, so to healthcare overall? Then what events do you feel that were most beneficial to patients? Not healthcare overall, but to the patient as an individual. and then then respond with what are some of the current healthcare and what are some of the healthcare trends and challenges which are also within your reading. Then you would reply to your fellow classmates and to me if I respond to yours. Basically what will happen is if I see that you're off track and you're not answering the question completely, I will try to redirect you without telling you the answer, and where, I'll pretty much tell you without telling you the page number where to find that information, so you can go back and respond to my post and answer it correctly. Make sure that you are citing at minimum the textbook and referencing the textbook. If you're unfamiliar with APA, please go to the Program Resources section in Blackboard, click on that, then click on the APA tab, and you'll find several resources under that tab that tell you about APA, how to use it, when to use it, and why to use it. Okay. We have a written assignment in week 1. It is not due in week 1. However, it requires you to start doing some soul searching and to start writing your rough draft. And then by the end of week 1, you'll need to submit it to the online writing lab, as we call it, the OWL, for review. So let me go ahead and read the instructions. Like I said, the assignment is not due until the end of week 2. But like I said, you must get started on the assignment now, because you'll need to reach out to the online writing lab for review, because you have to show proof of communication with the online writing lab and that you've incorporated the recommendations that they made into your final paper for week 2. So what will happen is I have some videos in the announcements section that tell you how to locate the OWL, how to submit to the OWL, and then when you get the email back from the OWL with your submission form and your rough draft with their recommendations for changes, you forward that email to me so that I have it on file for when I grade your paper, your final draft, I have that and I can see that you incorporated the recommendations. Then you should review that email and, like I said, incorporate the recommended changes that the OWL has made into your final draft. It makes no sense to submit it to the OWL and then not incorporate the changes, which I've seen quite a bit. Alright, so what you're going to be writing about is problem solving and decision making. And these are important aspects in the healthcare arena. As well, we do it in our daily life all the time. So now we're just taking what we normally do in our daily life and applying it to our jobs in the healthcare arena. The 5-step problem-solving process can be found in your text on pages 32 through 34. So I'm telling you exactly where to find the 5-step problem-solving process. Now what you must do is, first you will you need to identify your problem, gather information on that problem. Well, what that means is you will gather as much information on the problem so that you can create alternatives from that information that you've gathered. And then that's step 3 is create your alternatives. So I need a list of alternatives that you came up with. Step 4 is that you choose one or a hybrid of alternatives that you plan on acting upon, and tell me how and when you plan on acting upon these, the choice. Because when you choose an alternative and you don't act, it's just that. It's a choice of an alternative or a plan. Until you act upon that, it doesn't happen. It doesn't take action. And then tell me how you plan to evaluate the success of your plan. How do you plan on measuring whether you're successful or not? And then tell me how you plan on revising the alternative if it's not successful, or how you plan, what your replacement alternative would be. So the example I give for this is you are told that you have cancer, God forbid. That's your problem. Now you have to gather as much information on that type of cancer as you can, the treatment plans. You might go to a professional journal, you might go to the American Cancer Association, go to a social network on Facebook that is dealing with this for people who have suffered with cancer and some of the things that they have done and they have experienced, and just gather as much information as you can. Then you would brainstorm and create alternatives, no matter how wild, and then weed some out that aren't practical, and then choose the alternative or alternatives if it's a hybrid as to what you want to do. Tell me how you plan on acting, or if you have acted upon that. And then how will you measure the success? Will it be by the way you feel? Will it be by whether the surgeon or the oncologist says that the cancer is gone? And then if it doesn't work, how do you plan on revising your choice of alternative? And you can even say, I plan on working with the oncologist on different treatment plans, or I plan on not doing it all because I don't want, but whatever. I don't want to see just I'm going to consult with the doctor. I want to know what you plan on doing to revise whatever it is that you're going to be doing. All right, so first you will visit the online OWL via the organizations on the homepage, and I put the videos on the announcements like I said. And then you will review 32 through 34 pages 32 through 34, and look for outside resources, like I said, to gather information. And then make sure that you're not choosing a symptom of a problem, that it's an actual problem. And you'll know what I mean when you read the passage. Then you're going to submit your rough draft to the online writing lab. From there, they're going to review it, send you back an email. You're going to forward that to me, and you're going to incorporate the changes into your final draft. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, just give me a call or email me, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions and try to help you with that. It needs to be in APA format, meaning it needs a separate title page, in-text citations, a separate reference page, and it should also be as per APA standards, double-spaced, and in a Word document. Week 1 quiz, go ahead and take that. You'll have 15 questions with 2 hours to take that quiz. Extra credit if you attend the course and you're answering questions, then you will receive your 0.5 points for each course that you attend, up to 2 points for the entire course, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're teetering on a B or an A, it could mean the difference, or a C or a B, whatever it might be. If you can attend, as it says here, you can write a summary as per the instructions here, then upload it by going up here and extra credit, and then you would attach your document, your Word document, by going to Browse Computer, finding your document, and then double clicking on it. And then from there, it would attach it, and then you hit submit. Okay. That is it for this week. If you have any questions, please contact me. Email is usually best because I check my email quite frequently and I answer them within 24 hours. So that's usually the best way. But if you need to speak with me, please call me as well. My hours are posted in the Meet the Instructor section. I hope you have a good term, and I look forward to getting to know each and every one of you. Have a good day.